Do you know what today is? It's my child support day. Hey, I got a check. Hey.
My baby daddy's trying to get out of paying child support, so he's making me get a DNA test for our youngest kid. You guys are so quick to jump to conclusions. I only got $3,000 a month from him. That was $36,000 a year. That's not enough to live off of.
In the case of 22-year-old Jessica Marcus, you are not the victim. And in the case of 23-year-old Cassie Marcus, you are not.
Wow. I ain't gonna run off.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's an evil world we live in.
DNA testing at birth.
Mandatory.
Mandatory DNA testing at birth. I don't agree with that.
She belongs to the streets.
Check that baby.
No.
Like what? Check that baby. I don't care what nobody say. Check that baby. You never know. You never know.
I can't just blame a random man for impregnating me. I gotta actually know who it is. I gotta be a little bit more responsible and careful. Accountability, what's that?
So today is Friday and I got my child support check and I don't know what to spend it on.
If I had to guess, I think your kids might be a good start.
I'm gonna go leave my kids at their grandmother's house and I'm probably gonna go out drinking with my husband, go out and gamble a little bit, maybe go shopping. The kids don't need anything because I provide everything for them, so I might just go ahead and splurge on myself with my little child support check. What do you girls do when you get child support?
Here in my hand is my child support check that I have been waiting on for 6 months.
I just want you to know that I know. Nevaeh is not mine.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. You are shaking.
I know.
I feel your nervousness from here. Are you okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm perfect.
Okay.
I just want to get it out there. I want to know the truth. That she deserves it. She deserves everything.
In the case of Benning versus Bodine, when it comes to 23-month-old Robin Benning, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Benning, you are not the father. I'm very sorry.
Well, at this point, modern women are playing with men's emotions for sport, and they don't care.
It doesn't matter. I'm still going to be there.
Mr. Benning, what are your hopes?
I hope Jermaine's mine. I really do. It'd be good to know at least one of my kids is mine. Yeah. I'm looking forward to spending all the time I can with him.
All right. Well, let's get these results. In the case of Benning versus Bodine, when it comes to 6-month-old Jermaine Benning Jr., it has been determined by this court. Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
What the?
Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Benning.
I got cribs and playpens and toys, and I've done everything that I do, and...
Miss Bodine, do you know who Jermaine Jr.'s father is?
No, Your Honor. I didn't know that was going to come out like that.
What? Exactly. Out here playing around, This man has been providing the structure, setting up the structure, as we say, the perimeter, so that you can feel safe, so that you can grow. But men don't do that, right? What do men bring to the table? They have to be able to provide monetarily, financially. They have to be able to provide a home. And that's exactly what he was doing right there. Something that you guys said that you wanted. But here you are playing games, and you've got him looking like an idiot on national television.
When they did a data collection of all of the paternity test centers in America, they found that 32% of fathers who got a paternity test were indeed not the father of their children. Now, you got to take this with a grain of salt, because these were the men who already had suspicions, but y'all not hearing me. This problem is so bad in Jamaica, it's about 70%. When the men's rights activists in Jamaica wanted to make it so that paternity tests were mandatory at birth, they said that they wouldn't allow it because it would cause too much femicide, meaning too many men would find out that their children are not actually their children, and they would end up harming the women. They thought it was so bad that they shouldn't even make it a thing. In France, this problem is so bad that you're not even allowed to get a paternity test unless it's ordered by a judge. They said, and I quote, that it would destroy and destabilize communities if they had mandatory paternity tests at birth. We literally have access to the alien technology that allows us to make sure that every father is actually providing for children that is biologically theirs, and our states and governments are going, nah. Because that would mean women would have to be accountable for the decisions that they make. And if you have this conversation with some women, they will really act offended. All I'm going to say is I never seen somebody wearing real diamonds afraid of a diamond test.
DNA test has done more harm than good to the society. At this point, make them ban DNA test. In fact, everybody should stop conducting DNA tests.
So, unpopular opinion, a DNA test should be mandatory for any male that wants to be placed on a child's birth certificate. I know like a lot of people aren't going to like that, but if it was just something that was mandatory, it should just be no argument, no nothing. If it's his child, it's his child. And if it's not, there's just so much more that goes into just like knowing who you are and your identity based off of both of your parents. Like, I was just thinking about it because there was a video that went viral about a man that went to jail for not paying child support for a child that wasn't even his. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Come spend a day with me living on my child support. So I wake up and I instantly pray to the gods. I manifest that my baby daddy gets a better job.
You're so dead set on not getting a job that you have crystals there, thinking that you're about to pull some magic trick to get money. Here's a magic trick. Resume. Job search, Google, Indeed, Monster, or any of those ringing a bell. LinkedIn. Get out of bed.
I can have more child support.
I've just come out of a marriage, and my life is really just all over the place, and it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot for me, so it'd be a lot for a potential partner to have to deal with me. And I mean, like, I literally think that last week I had some sort of mental breakdown, but I'm fine again now.
County man claims a major triumph in his 3-year quest to protect men from paying child support for children they didn't father. Last year, he helped change Georgia law, and today his work was put to the test with his own future on the line. Fox 5's Lisa Crane has the story.
Its first case is Tony Odom versus Carnell Smith.
But it was a case that didn't make it into open court. After years of fighting, a judge today ruled Carnell Smith was not responsible to pay child support to a child he did not father. Almost 3 years ago, a DNA test proved that the then 11-year-old girl he had thought was his own was not his child. But in Georgia, that didn't mean the end of his own obligation to financially support that child. Smith turned his case into a crusade and helped shape paternity fraud legislation that passed last year. Today, his case was the first to test the new law, and in chambers, the judge terminated his parental rights and obligations.
I feel this is a major victory for defrauded victims everywhere.
There were a lot of people watching this case, like Reverend Randall Robinson. Through DNA testing, he discovered that some of the children he had always thought were his own weren't.
In a previous marriage, and 2 out of the 3 children are not mine.
At that time, I still was ordered by the court to pay child support.
Now, this is the first real test of this new legislation, but it appears right now that even after a man proves he is not the biological father, he must still come to court to end his child support obligation. Smith says there's still work to be done in Georgia.
We're going to ask that there be a truth in pregnancy disclosure, that we believe that mothers who know there's more than one person that could be the child's father should be required to make that declaration before the court in the very first hearing.
In DeKalb County, Lisa Crane, Fox 5 News.
Carnell Smith is also working on similar legislation in more than 20 other states and in several other countries. He says he would still like to have contact with the now 14-year-old girl he thought was his daughter, but he says that's up to her mother.
So here's a doozy of a question. Can I put my boyfriend on my child's birth certificate, even though we both know he's not really the bio dad? So, yeah, you can do it. No one is going to stop you, but you need to know that it is paternity fraud, and you're not being really fair to everyone involved, including your child. Okay? There's now websites, 23andMe, Ancestry.com. What about in later life when your child discovers, if they go on one of these websites and takes a paternity test or genetic marker test, that your boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever the case may be, is not really his or her dad? Is that really fair to your child? Lying?
Well, they know that it's fraud. They're just trying to figure out if they can get away with it. That's how most of these modern women think.
All right, so check this out. These are the type of people I'm dealing with right now. I've got a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old stepson, right? Let me take it back to the 20, where like we got into it, yo, because he wasn't doing anything, man. He wasn't working. He wasn't doing nothing at the time. So, he blamed me and his mama for his relationship being failed because his own mama hated his girlfriend. She didn't want her over the house. I don't want her staying there. You know what I'm saying? She can't stay overnight. They not sleeping together in my house. So the mama just didn't like her at all. She just don't want her over there, period. So he was so mad, he cussed his mom. She come and tell me, Austin just cussed me out. So I go in there and I'm like, man, what the fuck you doing? Like, you gotta go, bro. You got to go. So he get all in my face. He's like, yo, f your rules is what he said. He says, f your rules. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? All right, bet. So I put him out. He goes and stays with his dad. After a good month or so, his dad put him out. So his son goes and stays with his grandma. So the grandma is texting after a month or so. She's like, he's got to go. He's got so long to get a job. He's got to go. He's got to go. Whatever. So I'm like, okay. Like, I told you. I said, she gonna put him out. His mom like, no, she not. She said that before. She said that before. I'm telling you, she gonna put him out. Next thing you know, boom, she don't want him there. Every time she's leaving, she's locking the door. She said his baby can't stay during the week. During the weekday, only the weekends or whatever. So he start weaseling his way back to my house, staying here and there. I'm like, he can't stay. This is what I'm telling her. He cannot stay with us. So somehow he weaseled back in. So, okay, he gets a job. I don't say anything. He finally gets a job. I don't say anything. Okay. Now here's what the issue is now. The issue right now is both of her sons, I go bring groceries in the house. Her sons, both of them, they eating my shit. They not bringing nothing in. They just coming right in. Even they have money in their pocket. They won't go buy food. They won't go buy nothing. They just eating. They in my fridge eating my shit up. They just eating and using. They not bringing nothing in, yo. The mama take them out to the liquor store, get their drinks or whatever, but she not taking them to the store to get shit they need, yo. No soap, no tissue, no nothing, you know? And I'm feeding the baby too. Like, come on now. Like, yo. So I'm like, you know what? Y'all, you got to do something. I tell her, night for last. I said, we left the waterfall, and I'm like, look, you gotta do something. I said, you gotta step up and try and do something with these boys. She flipped the fuck out automatically stood up. Fuck you, it's always something about my boys. And she run in there and she's like, y'all get your shit and we gonna get the fuck out of here. And causing a big animosity over, between everybody in the house.
So this man, mind you, I don't know what's going on with you and your ex, your baby daddy, but this man steps in like you guys want a real man to do. And this is what this is how you treat him. Now he's trying to be respectful to you and say, instead of me as a man handling it how I would just go up to him and say, hey, you can't be doing that. You're eating all the stuff. You're not bringing no money into the house as a grown man. What he's trying to do is help your kids after you're a baby dad, put them out. I think he said the grandmother put them out as well because they're a problem. So me as a stepfather or the man in their life or the man in your house, I'm trying to give them structure so they can be men and stop bleaching off the system. You're going to be upset when they're out in the street doing that, but you're allowing them to do it in the house. And now you're going to turn on me when I'm telling them, hey, you can't come in here on me and your mother doing this type of stuff. You need to get a job, and the money that you have from your job, you need to be paying a light bill or something like that.
The crux of this case, and really the only asset of this marriage, comes down to the parties prior to their marriage purchased a home at 1047 Yellow Creek Highway. My client put down a significant down payment on the home. Well, the down payment was put prior to the marriage, and the purchase was right after the parties married. The property is approximately between $700,000 and $800,000 home, has a significant mortgage on it. What we're asking, Your Honor, is for exclusive possession of the home. Mrs. Botnick, again, this is a short-term marriage. Mrs. Botnick has 3 children from prior relationships. In fact, she was with child at the time of the party's marriage that is not my client's child. And she has just finished another custody matter with that child's father. And again, she's not contributing financially. They purchased a vehicle that she is driving, and we are asking that she and the children, and she's allowed her mother, Miss Carol Ledford, to move into the home also. So there's 6 people cohabitating in this home, and my client is having to pay all of meet the financial responsibility of the home. So it's our request that she be ordered to vacate the premises, or in the alternative, given the fact that herself, her 3 children, and her mother are living there, that my client pays 1/6 and she pays 5/6 of all the expenses associated with the home. The home, again, we're going to have an issue. The home has just been purchased. It's very unlikely that there's significant equity. She is not in a position, it's our claim that she's not in a position to buy my client out of the home or get the home refinanced into her own name. But she is not contributing, and she has now begun having extramarital relations, and as a result of that, we want her out of the house.
So men are dogs, they're terrible, and they cause women to act out and do whatever they're doing. But she's out here acting a fool, it seems like of her own accord, having extramarital affairs inside the house. And I bet it's his fault, huh?
Connor, just briefly, parties were married September 4th, 2023. The home that they currently reside in was purchased, conveyed to both of them as husband and wife, Joseph Tootle and Jordan Botnick. Our position, Your Honor, is that the house is a marital residence. Mr. Tootle has significantly more income than Ms. Botnick, and we have filed before the court today is a motion to sell the marital residence, and we would propose that upon its sale, the net proceeds be paid into court, and then we can proceed with the divorce in that regard. But I would submit to the court there's no basis to grant Mr. Tootle exclusive possession of the marital home. Ms. Bachnick's name is on the deed. It's a marital asset, and submit that she's entitled to reside there just as much as he is.
State your name, please, ma'am.
Jordan Lindsay Bachnick.
And Ms. Bachnick, where do you work?
Envision Healthcare.
And what do you do for Envision Healthcare?
I'm an AP specialist.
And what,
please scoot up a little bit towards that microphone
Sorry.
so we make sure it's picking
I'm
up.
an AP specialist.
And what does that mean?
Accounts payable. I work for the same company as Joseph.
And what is your rate of pay?
$22 an hour.
You work 40 hours a week?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have 3 children by how many different men?
3.
And how much child support do you get?
I get child support 1 kid and $697.
$697 for what child?
1 child. And I don't get child support from the other 2.
What child do you get the $190?
Sailor, the baby.
And who is Sailor's father?
Nick Ellis.
And that's your youngest child?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were in fact pregnant with Sailor at the time that you married?
No.
Or right after you had just had the child?
I just had him. He was born in June and I got married in September.
Okay. Your husband, that you only married him for financial security?
No.
You sure about that?
Yes.
That's your statement under oath?
Yes.
Did you threaten at the point in time when he told you he wanted a divorce, did you threaten to throw yourself against the wall so that you could get an order of protection and kick him out of the house?
No.
Have you contributed to the house payment?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm paying for everything else.
What is everything else that you're paying for?
Groceries to stay in the house, and I pay for all my kids, groceries, clothes, and I filled out a form, basically showing what I do pay for.
Pay any of the utilities?
No.
And honestly, a lot of men have been through this. This is what being a real man looks like. This is what stepping up looks like for a lot of these women who want to simp. This man is probably trying to do the best that he could, probably trying to do a good thing, probably trying to judge a woman based off of how she's quote unquote grown, as they say. And here she is, mom's living there with him, 3 kids. Oh, well, I buy food for the kids. I mean, do you want a cookie? You should be doing that.
You acknowledge that the down payment on the home came from his separate funds, do you not?
I'm going to object. That calls for a legal conclusion.
I'm sorry?
I object. That calls for a legal conclusion as to what separate funds are.
I'll rephrase the question. Did you have any money when the contract was made on this house?
I had my own money.
How much did you have?
At the time, I don't recall how much I had.
Did you pay $160,000 down on this house?
I don't recall.
You don't recall?
No, I didn't put money down on the house.
Why did you say you don't recall?
Well, to your question before that.
Objection asked and answered.
No, I did not pay money on the house.
You know that your husband had money that he put down on this house that was not your money.
Right. After we were married, though, he paid money on the house.
And he paid for your attorney for your paternity actions too, didn't he?
He helped pay for my attorney with Nick.
And how much was that?
I don't object. I think that's privilege.
Object on what basis?
Privilege? And the third party may have paid it. They're married.
And you're talking about the attorney-client privilege?
Yeah, number one, I don't think it's relevant.
Now we're talking relevance instead of privilege.
Well, Judge, I think what a client pays an attorney and the third party pays it, I
understand your point, Mr. Odell. And again, we're talking economics of 2 people who have been married for a short period of time. You will be able to ask questions of him regarding any expenditures he's made. And my understanding is that these questions are being asked to demonstrate the financial contributions each of them have made to the household, because one of the motions that we have before the court today is the motion for exclusive possession of the marital residence, and that entails who's going to pay the mortgage for that. There's also a motion for a temporary division of marital debt, which is on the docket. So all of these issues are relevant on the issues that are before the court. She's not required to testify about any direct conversations that she may have with her attorney. But the question of if there were marital funds or his separate funds that were used to pay for her attorney, then for whatever relevance, I mean, whatever weight that is, I think it is relevant on the issue before the court.
Attorney-client privilege. Lazy privilege is what it is, trying to get away with pretty privilege. Trying not to do anything. Essentially what you're trying to do is find a sucker to enrich your life, then go get somebody else after you've been moved into this nice home, you secure, you go out and find somebody else, hoping that the grass is greener on the other side. Only difference is here, you got caught, and now he's trying to get out of it.
What is your role at the company at Envision?
I'm VP of Accounting Information Systems.
Were you her direct supervisor?
No,
And y'all became acquainted through your employment, is that correct?
I knew her prior to employment. I helped her get the job.
Okay, how did you know her prior to the employment?
I met her at her work when she worked at Twin Peaks.
At where?
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is a bar
and restaurant.
And we'll just leave it why to name that, but at any rate, you met her there and got her a job. Did y'all start a romantic relationship at that point in time?
I helped her get a job probably about 2 years ago. We kind of hung out some in between there, from time of meeting till she got the job at our company.
And when did y'all become romantically involved?
Throughout the time I've known her. Okay. Different instances.
And she was having relations with other people during that time too?
You met her at Twin Peaks? Yikes. Man, I'm thinking that you was probably thinking with the wrong head, but she probably gave you a sob story and you said, hey man, I can take you away from all that, and this is what you get for it. So much for being a good man.
Action leading.
Correct.
Well, the question is, sustained, it was leading, restretch your question.
Are you aware of whether or not, did y'all have an exclusive relationship?
We did not.
At what point in time did marriage come into the picture?
Roughly somewhere in July, after she had her child.
Okay. Did you ask her to marry, or was it just a, hey, let's do this? I mean, what was the...
We decided to date, and then as we started dating, we decided that after knowing each other for a period of time, that was the right move to make at that time, because she stated she was in love and wanted to be with me.
Okay. Was there money put down on the house?
Roughly 160 plus the 10,000.
And where was the source of that money?
Came from my income. 120 was in savings. 40 I took a loan against my 401k.
Is there still a loan on the 401k?
Yes. Comes out of my paycheck month.
How much did y'all purchase the home for?
It was $760.
And what is the monthly payments?
$4,200. That doesn't include insurance and taxes.
And that's going to be my next. Was insurance and taxes escrowed in?
It was not escrowed in.
So other than when you purchased it in September, the down payment that you made, are you familiar with any other increases in value or any improvements to the property that's been made that would increase it significantly from what the purchase price was?
There's been no improvements to the property.
Did both of you sign the mortgage?
I'm the only one on the mortgage.
Do you know why?
It was better to qualify for interest rate under my income than using both.
So even though the house is in joint names, the mortgage is only in your name?
Correct.
Now, shortly after, do you know how much she makes?
Roughly.
What is that?
Around 22. I knew when she got the job it was around 21, and there's been raises since then.
And how much do you make, sir?
Around to 190.
So you're telling me that you caught a man making close to $200,000 and you fumbled it? Wow. Look at that.
I was paying her phone bill. She used my credit card multiple times after I'd paid it once to pay it.
And then again, the rest of these are average expenses. Is that right?
That's right. And the only thing on here I haven't been paying is the Tahoe. I stopped paying it in January.
And that's the $1,050, and that's the vehicle
correct.
she's driving. Had you previously paid it?
I'd been paying it since we bought it.
And when was it purchased?
We purchased it in August.
Right before the marriage.
Right before the marriage.
Whose name is it in?
It's in both of our names because she couldn't qualify on her own for it.
Okay.
With a good interest rate.
Okay. And so again, looking at that, you're basically barely breaking even if you take away the $1,000.
I was until she started paying her bills.
Okay. Until she started paying her bills. Okay. Tell me what's led to you Yarna, we'll move that in as the next exhibit.
This
What's
is the
led
first
you?
exhibit, is it not?
Yes, that first one. What's led to you filing this divorce, sir?
We started having issues in October, which was relatively shortly after being married. She even told me that her therapist and her had discovered that through their therapy that she wasn't really in love with me and that she wanted consistency and stability for her kids and thought that she could love me over time. At that point in time, we talked about getting a divorce. We tried to work it out multiple times, and we kind of wound up back at the same spot.
So she had to go to therapy to figure out she didn't love you?
Objection leading.
Sustained.
That was a house we were married in. And if I'm leaving, then we both move on. I want the house sold.
But just in revenge?
No, definitely not revenge. I'm not vindictive like that.
Okay. Well, you put this income and expense statement for whatever the truth of it is that
I'm
you
just
don't
argumentative.
you don't have.
Can we think about what's going on here? Y'all were married for 6 months. You didn't place or put literally really anything into that house. The man, even if you put like $2,000 down, why are you getting half? That man at that point in time would do better giving you your $2,000 back and letting you go down the road. Even if we calculated how much you would have had in rent for 6 months or interest is for 6 months, I'll give you an extra $2,000 for your troubles. That should be more than enough. That man can literally give her $4,000 and that be it. Really what you call this is a gold digger.
Staying on the sidebar comments, don't make sidebar comments.
You're stating that you only have $3,912 a month to support you, your 3 kids, and your mother.
Right.
And you're going to sell a home that you've not contributed to whatsoever, correct?
Right.
And you're going to have that listed for sale, so there's going to be a sales commission that's going to be paid on it, correct?
Correct.
And then you're going to have capital gains tax on any income that you derived from that, correct? Did you know that?
Okay. Correct.
And so again, it's certainly not for financial gain that you think you're going to sell the house, is it?
Well, the divorce is going to end us. We're not going to be together anymore, and I want a fresh start. He will want a fresh start, and I want the house sold.
Because you want the money, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Now, in your income and expense statement, you use $3,912.46 is what your income is. But again, you're making $22 an hour.
Right.
So that's $45,000 and some change a year, correct? $45,760 a year.
Yes.
So you divide that out, and I divided by 52 weeks, and that's $3,813.
Okay.
Where did you, and do you make any overtime or anything else?
No, we're not allowed overtime.
But this income that you've got up here, this monthly income before taxes, does not include the $687, the $780, or the $599, which is an additional $2,066. Isn't that correct?
If that's what you have on there.
Well, you don't have it on there. I added it up. But if you look down at the bottom, monthly court order child support, $687.
And also, it's not consistent. I mentioned why.
You didn't put that on. That's not included in this number, is it?
Is it not?
Is it or is it not? This is what you've introduced as your income, ma'am.
It's not introduced.
Okay.
Because it's not consistent. Because he doesn't have a job half the time. His father.
Well, see, I asked you when I called you on direct examination, I asked you what child support you get, and you know what your testimony was?
Yes, and I told you.
No, you just said I only get it for Sailor. You get $687.
Right.
You didn't mention that you got it for Bryson.
Because I hardly get it.
Well, when was the last time you got it?
Last
month.
No. Let me finish, please. I got it probably back in October. of 2023. And I can show proof of that.
Have you instituted any cases against him to try to collect the money?
Well, it's kind of pointless because it's already garnished out of his wages, and it would cost me money that I don't really have to fight him.
Listen, at this point, it really don't matter what you got going on with your baby daddy, what you are and are not getting from him. This is a totally separate situation that you're not contributing to. You're not contributing to it. Let that man have his house back. You didn't buy it. Go buy an apartment somewhere. Essentially what she's trying to do, I think, in my opinion, is sit at home, make a quick buck off of something that she never even put a dime into. This is the very definition of a con artist. This is literally what these modern women are.
And so you would instead let somebody who's not the father of your child support you and provide a home for you than to go get money from the person who's supposed to be supporting that child.
Well, he does work sometimes, and when he does, I do get money for Bryson. So, and I'm doing what I can. Make sure he has everything he needs.
You're doing what you can.
Right, for my kids.
Have you gotten another job?
No, I have a baby. New baby.
Okay.
Well,
does that preclude you from having to support your children?
I don't think I would have time to have another job when I work 40 hours a week.
You just work 40 hours a week. And your mother you're providing a roof for your mother on somebody else's dime. Correct?
She helps a lot with the children, so that's saving me on having to get childcare.
So two occasions that you just admitted that you lied about. Now, you are also communicating with another gentleman now, aren't you?
I have a friend that I text, but I'm not.
A male friend?
Yes.
That you are anticipating and romantically texting, correct?
He lives in Chattanooga, so
I didn't ask where he lived.
Okay, well, no, we don't talk like that.
You don't talk
support a friend because I'm going through this and I need a friend, and I don't have a lot of girlfriends that really care, so I'm reaching out to him as a.
Well, I'm not trying to question you because we're going to subpoena your text records from him, and I'm asking you right now. We've already established that you embellish or tell falsehoods, and I'm asking you right now to create a record because we have a court reporter. They are not romantic in nature. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Answer the question. Y'all always got all this, I don't have any friends, so the closest one is a man. Yeah, a man that you like and a man that's been knocking you down and clapping your cheeks.
We don't really talk like that over text message, though.
Not.
I guess I just don't look at it that way.
Have Mr. Tootle kicked out of the house, and you have said that, haven't you?
Right, I did not say that.
You did. You're sure?
I'm 100% sure.
You understand we've had there could be surveillance.
Totally
fine. You don't want to recant that right now.
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. No. You have every opportunity before this hearing is over with to recant that statement. Are you, again, testifying that you never made a threat to him to call the police and have him thrown out of the house?
The one about me throwing myself against the wall, I did not say that.
Okay, well, what did you say?
Which time when I threatened it?
Well, obviously there's more than one threat.
Because he is kind of a bully. And yes, I will threaten to call the cops on you if you threaten me.
So, telling you you're rude and he lets you out of the house, you're going to call the police.
I told him to stop and he did.
That's all. You don't have anywhere to go. What are you going to do if the house sells?
You understand the question? She's asking if you don't have any place to go, where are you going to go when the house sells? Obviously.
I might have to get help from my sister.
Okay. So you have the availability to do that?
No, I'll have to reach out if that's the case. She lives in Texas. I have no family in Tennessee, besides my mom.
But of course, until you were caught on cross-examination about telling numerous lies, you never raised one issue or told anything about some verbal abuse, did you?
That's why it was brought up about me having to threaten to call the police.
Why did you have with this man after the divorce was started to be such a...
Well, same instance he had me.
With her out here doing the stuff that she's doing, I wonder what type of relationship that she has with her family. If you feel like you can't move back in with your sister and you have to work at something like Twin Peaks, it'd be different if you were just out there just being a city girl. But you seem like you're down on your luck. Like, this is the only job that I can get. I have 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, or however many. They're not paying me any child support. So I got to do what I got to do. Which, if you have family, why are you not in good standing with them? Could it be you've been trying to con them like you conned this man right here?
You knew her for 7 years before you married her, right?
I did.
All right. You helped her get a job.
I did.
And you knew she was carrying another man's child when you married her, right?
She already had the baby when we got
already
married.
had the baby. So she had 3 children by 3 different men, and you knew all of that before you married her.
I did.
So you kind of knew what you were getting into, at least you suspected you knew.
I kind of figured it was a 50-50 whether it was going to work out.
So
stupid, I know.
Most men, when they get married, they don't think about 50-50 chance of it working out when they, ask someone to marry them.
I wanted to believe.
Although I would say that with the divorce rate in this country, that's probably not far from the average of what marriages work out and what don't. But my question to this is, you expected there would be problems, I assume.
Yeah, I wanted to believe what she was telling me. She was past going out and partying, and she was ready to be a family and settle down, and she was looking for stability.
Cared for her and you wanted to help her.
And obviously for 8 years, there's something there. I was fed the whole 9 yards.
The point is that you went into this knowing that there could be problems, right?
I did.
And it turned out there are problems.
Within a couple of weeks, I figured out there was problems.
But you say you still love her.
I do, but I don't think I have the same kind of love that I had before. It's more, I care about her.
It was testimony that she didn't realize that she didn't really love him until her therapist, I think it was, that told her she didn't really love him. And if she went out and had 2 other men during the marriage, that is a temporary hearing that is designed to keep the parties in life and limb together until such time as they can conclude this matter after discovery and after mediation takes place. Whether Miss Balknuck wants to move out of the house or not, right now, that's coming. I mean, you're going to have to do it sooner or later. Mr. Tootle has indicated that he cares for her children, and his concern is that she may make some false allegation against him while they are continuing to live together. And it's going to take time for her to move out. The Dixon County school system concludes its school year on May 23rd, I think it is.
Yes, sir.
And it is this court's opinion that these parties will continue to cohabit in the marital residence until June 1st. At that point, Ms. Balknuck will vacate the property. Mr. Tootle will continue to have temporary possession of the marital residence. I make that statement because of the fact that it is apparent that Mrs. Balknuck cannot afford to pay the house payments, and therefore, if he is forced to leave, he's going to still have to make the house payments. She has indicated that she wants to sell the house, which obviously indicates she would then have to leave. In the interim period that they reside together, she will pay all payments that she has on her income and expense statement. I have added, she's showing a shortage of her income and expenses that she's negative $1,505.56. If you add back in the child support payments and her renewable income, then that comes to $5,978.46. So it's clearly more than her expenses are, even considering those expenses, which when I look at, and I don't mean this to be harsh, but I don't spend $489 on recreation and entertainment a month. Clothing and personal care, $400 a month. Folks, you're going through a divorce. You're going to have to tighten up a lot of these expenses that are otherwise you might do if you're living in a nice home and having 2 incomes that total over $200,000 a year. This is not going to be the case.
This is just a quick payday for her. This is essentially a better chance at winning the lottery it's like a more surefire way. Does that make sense? Like instead of me going and gambling all my money away at a casino or continuing to buy tickets, I'm just going to take the opportunity that this man gave, and he shouldn't have. We need to hold him accountable for that. I'm going to take the opportunity to take him up, and then we're going to get divorced because he's not going to put up with the nonsense. Essentially what I think what happened is he thought by being a good person, like she's down on her luck. Like I said, she gave him the sob story. So he said, oh man, no, here's an opportunity. Let's get married. Let's move in together. Let's do the whole thing so you don't have to worry about all this stuff. Yeah, I know. I understand some men can be terrible. These Chads and Tyrones. You don't deserve that. You just unfortunate situation. Let me help. And he did. Trying to be a real man. And this is what you got. Somebody trying to take advantage of you and con you out your money. Con you out your hard work. Think of if you actually were a good person, how much you can actually get from this man. You got a house. Your mom's in the house. 3 kids are taken care of. But you're still out here trying to live the party girl, city girl, hot girl summer sort of life.
Short-term marriages that go through divorce, the court's usually looking to put the parties back in the situation they were in prior to the marriage. It's just that simple. Short-term marriages of 6 months do not typically require or even justify the awarding of alimony or spousal support, absent some compelling circumstances. So I'm just saying these expenses that are here are going to have to be looked at. Her car payment of $1,034.27 is fixed. It's going to have to be paid. She's got cell phones for a 10-year-old. So be it. She'll have to pay for it. Her automobile insurance goes with her car. Her food and groceries are $1,200 a month. She's only going to be required to provide food and groceries for her and her children. He will have to provide food for himself. Laundry and cleaning doesn't seem to be particularly outrageous, but the $400 for clothing and personal care and $489 recreational entertainment may be an area that Ms. Balknick has to kind of reduce. Mr. Tootle will be required to pay those expenses that are shown on his income and expense statement. Right now, he's paying the house mortgage. He wants to keep the house. The issue of any credit that he is to receive from making the payments on a temporary basis, any increase in the equity that might result from that will be reserved for the final hearing in this case. He's providing right now for the next 2 months at least a place for her and the children to reside until June 1st. And that, in my opinion, would justify that. I've taken away the $300 phone bill that she's now going to be required to pay, which means he'll have some small amount. But I also think he's got a greater amount than what's shown on here because there's some flexibility in his income. In any event, he'll pay the monthly mortgages on the house and all of those other bills that he has paid, with the exception of the Chevrolet Tahoe, which she is going to be required to pay. And with that being the case, I will put down this further order. These parties are both restrained and prohibited from involving law enforcement in any way, shape, form, or fashion against one another.
So at this point in time, and once again, I got to go back to the point, because you acted a fool. You have to get up out that house in about a month. So not only do you have to pack your stuff, which I don't know how much stuff that you could have moved in there within 6 months, but you know, if you're trying to come in there and con somebody, you can get it moved pretty quickly. Number one. Number two, with his type of salary, he probably hired movers and maybe people to help, possible. But then also your mother, now she has to leave the residence too. So not only did you displace yourself, you've now displaced your kids and your mother. Y'all all have to move within 5 weeks. Wow. Because of your stupidity, your greed, and you wanting to be a con artist, now you've made it harder on your family. Tell me how that goes.